What's going on, everybody? We're back with another episode of Cop I Say to Mine. I'm here with Geff, live from New York. And holy fucking shit, okay? That's the only way I could... that's for a better term, like, how? Holy fucking shit,
it
right?
Happened.
What a game. Our second game in the group stages at home in Anfield. Our first home match at Anfield since our 4-0 victory against Barca. And what a match. It started off basically, obviously, Liverpool come out on top 4-3. It starts off as maybe some of the best football we've seen this year, right?
Totally
The first 30 minutes was some of the best football we've had this year so far.
I thought it was pretty near perfect. Collectively, the midfield was amazing. Gini was holding down the mid with possession, dribbling, distributing passes. Henda was, acting like a straight-up captain, had some cheeky moments, back heels, stuff of that sort, and Fab... You know what he
being
does.
Fab, we know.
Yeah, exactly.
I said today, I think Fab might be our best midfielder ever that we've ever had
Since Mascherano.
Since Mascherano, I think he Gerrard aside, obviously. I think he's better than Mascherano. I think he's on to par with Xavi Alonso, maybe even better. He's just world class everywhere, all over the place, breaking up plays, starting attacks, just unbelievable. Okay, so. Let's get right into it. So the first 30 minutes, like we said, flawless rock and roll football. All right, we go up 3-0, and I'm like, all right, we're cruising. We're actually not only going to win, we're going to catch up on the goal difference that Salzburg created last time out against Gang when they won 6-2. I was like, all right, we're going to win like 5-0, 6-0, and let's not forget what I said last episode. I said, do not sleep on Salzburg. Do not sleep on Gang. Do not sleep on this group. And what did everyone tell me? What did him and Mo and Ben tell me? Farmers League. The Austrian League is a Farmers League. I'm like, yeah, but they're scoring so many goals. This guy's got 3 hat tricks. He's 19 years old. He's got 3 or 4 hat tricks. Oh, they score so many. Farmers League, they told me.
We may have slept a little bit, but I definitely think our Liverpool players slept today once we hit that 3-goal mark.
That's what happened. I think. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say that we just felt very comfortable. We were very relaxed, and we allowed Salzburg to get back in, to pounce on us when we were sleepy and relaxed and comfortable with the 3-goal difference rather. So that was the problem. You saw that right away. You saw as soon as we hit the 3-0, we were flying. I was like, oh, this is thank God. I was like, all right. I was watching the game at work, so I'm like, okay, cool. I'll put the game to the side and I'll be able to get the work. Wrong. Right before halftime, they go up 3-1. Who scored their goal? I think it was Minu.
He scored the second one. I'll tell you who scored the first one. The first one was Hee Chan Wang from South Korea. So he scored the first one, and to the delight of all of our rivals, he completely schooled Virgil van Dijk. Faked it to the left, put the ball back on his right, and shot it past Adrian and gave them a 1 goal going into the half. So ended 3-1 at half. So I was like, all right. And I even said before half, even when it was still 3-0, I said, you know what? This is a team that scores goals. They didn't start their leading goal scorer, the 19-year-old Norwegian kid, Holland, did not start because he was ill and he didn't get to train so much. So he started on the bench. I said, listen, no matter what the score is, at half, they're gonna put him on. Either if it's not at halftime, early in the second half.
Yeah, it was a given,
right? And I thought a 3-1 lead for them to be now cutting the lead to 2 goals behind, is the perfect time to put in their star striker. Now we go into the second half, and again, I'm feeling confident. I'm like, all right, let's score more goals, because I did not think I thought 3-1. If 3-1 at that score line, I thought we'd be okay,
especially at Anfield.
At Anfield, I knew it wasn't gonna be easy. At 3-1, I was like, all right, there's gonna be more goals. Here's the thing: a lot of teams, and then I'll let you speak. A lot of teams don't expect the smaller opponent or the underdog opponent to come into Anfield and come into play Liverpool and play their attacking type of game. Salzburg play an attacking type of game. They like to score goals. They like to attack. They score in bunches. They score a lot, okay? They're obviously at top of the Austrian League for a reason. But a lot of teams don't expect the smaller teams or the underdogs to come against Liverpool to play the way that they played. And they did. And they did. They played against us the way I would say Norwich played against City, that game where they won 3-2.
They went for it.
Right? They went for it completely. And We were sleeping, I would say. After we were second half.
No,
we were two different teams.
They saw right away that once we were 3 goals up, they just pounced on us, and they knew that they are a confident team. They scored in bunches. They dominate the Austrian league. They know they probably got the greatest pep talk at halftime. Like, you guys, we know what we are. We score crazy goals. We go in. We destroy teams in our own league. Like, let's just go and do that. Like,
all right, and that's what they came to do. They came to attack. They came to score goals. And they came to get a result at Anfield. Something that hasn't been done in a very, very long time. All right? And something I want to speak about, a certain player who was pretty much our starting center back, partnership with Virgil van Dijk, got to start the season last year. He got to start in the cup game against MK Dons, and he looked very good that game. Let's talk about Joe Gomez, because I think he was the weakest league. Yeah, I think he was the center of all the negative attention, and he was where they were attacking the most. You showed us a statistic earlier where, and you can pull that up for the people watching, where they like to attack from, and they all went through Joe Gomez.
To the left side of the central.
Right. So Joe Gomez clearly starting for Joel Matip, and what we noticed today is Joel Matip is world class. Joel Matip is world class, and we realize that
he's
today.
Much needed.
Right. Now, what I want to say, and yes, Joe Gomez was probably our weakest link today, especially on defense. What else I would like to say about Joe Gomez is he's a class defender. He's the future defender of England. I truly, truly believe that. Don't forget, he's still coming back from an injury, and obviously he hasn't played consistent minutes. It's his first time playing. Not first time. Sorry, it's his second time actually starting in our new higher line on defense. Because this year we noticed Liverpool playing on a higher line defensively.
Yeah, we were playing with a back two pretty much once we're in attack mode.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So I don't want to say that he had a bad performance, even though he did. And I know you're not his biggest fan.
I'm not.
But I think it was more rust. I think it was more rust than bad defending, because I know you'll have a lot to say, and right after I'm done, go ahead. I thought on one-on-ones, he was okay. I think he came out stronger than whoever was coming at him. If he was battling for a ball, he would come out on top. I saw obviously he lost a few, but he won a few as well. I think he was rusty. I think don't forget, he's a young lad, and I think he's still just getting used to the higher line.
I don't know if that's what it is. I personally think that he's not mentally or physically fit.
Physically, I think he's okay.
I don't think. I mean, he's. There's been moments where his pace and like being such a strong guy bailed him out of certain sticky situations.
Yes, absolutely. Because he's a strong guy.
He is a strong guy, but if you're gonna be a strong guy, you have to be confident in defense. He allows these attacking players to gain possession. He doesn't try to avoid any type of avoid any sort of chances getting taken from these players.
Right.
He just wants them to gain possession, then he'll clean up after. It's not the way that's supposed to work.
Right.
He's supposed to prevent any type of danger, and he does not do any of that. What
else I learned today is extend Joel Matip tomorrow. Extend Joel Matip tomorrow, because Gomez is good, but you know what it is? It comes along with rust. Now, I think we know that he will be the starting center back for our cup games going forward, whether it be the World Cup games coming up, or the Carabao Cup. I think he's gonna be the starting center back going forward for those matches. So hopefully, as time goes by, he doesn't have that sort of rust where if he continues to not play a strong game, we can't put it on rust, because that's what I think today was. I think today was rust.
I mean, you've seen him play,
and I thought he was amazing.
Past. You've seen him play in the past, yes, continuously,
and I was very impressed with him. I usually was.
I wasn't.
Anyway, what else did we learn today? Is Virgil van Dijk human?
No.
Right?
No.
He looked human today. I think he had one of his worst performances. It wasn't a bad performance. I think we saw a tale of two teams in Liverpool. I think we saw the first 30-35 minutes as Liverpool, some of the best Liverpool we've seen, and then we took our foot off we got out of the car. We didn't take our foot off the gas. We got out of the car, and then Salzburg came and tied up the game. I think once Salzburg came and scored that third goal, even almost scored a fourth, That's, again, when Liverpool came back into the game and started playing their game. It took until the score was tied at 3-3, which I would say is the curse of the scoreboard. I don't know if you know, after they scored their first, the scoreboard actually accidentally said 3-3 instead of 3-1. So that happened. And I think people are like, oh, that's going to... The curse of the scoreboard's going to end 3-3. Are they predicting? Yeah, exactly. So Virgil van Dijk... I can't put anything on him, but I did see him get beat a few times. Obviously, in the first goal, he committed himself to a tackle, which you don't see him do too often. Very well played by the goal scorer.
To his defense, like we mentioned, that they were playing more on Gomez's side.
Right.
So he was
covering, of course.
And he was not really being tested much of the game. I mean, if anything, he was covering up for Gomez, and he was trying to go all out.
Yeah. So he looked fairly humane because I think also. On the second goal, the 3-2, which was scored by the Japanese player Takumi Minamino, he also was world class. He looked very good today.
He's a player,
right? He is a player, and you saw Klopp talking to some players after the game, scouting. Basically, on that goal, you saw kind of Gomez was late to set that offside trap, and again, I think that cost us the goal in that sense. All right. How would you rate the performance from our fullbacks today? I think
they were very good. Very good. I mean, a Trent to Robo connection that ends up with the goal.
That's got to be the first time, right? That's got to be the first time
I think so. That's the first time I've seen it.
Right.
And that's lovely.
Yeah, I think also peak performance from our fullbacks today. Obviously, when you have one fullback assisting the other for a goal, not something you see often in football, and we know that our fullbacks love to assist, but to each other, it's not something you see too often. Robo gets his second goal ever as a Liverpool player, which is very cool for him. And that was, again...
It's pretty rare to see two fullbacks assist a goal to each other. It's crazy.
And so, together, I think combined, going back to last Champions League campaign, they combined for 34 assists. 34 assists.
Just nutty.
We have... something special in those two, and
we have the best fullbacks.
Yes, in the world, and I hope we get. Really a shame that they didn't make Team of the Year in the FIFA awards.
Biggest snub.
Yeah, more snub than the Messi thing. So great performance from our fullbacks. We spoke about their mid. Let's get into the front three. What did you see from the front three?
I thought I saw a lot of productivity. Salah didn't do much in the first half. He did have a lucky little rebound goal. I thought Bobby was amazing. He was my man of the match. He had a lot of vision. He was aware of his surroundings. And of course, Mane, calm as you like, put that lovely finish.
Unbelievable. Best in the world.
Best in the world.
That's really what I have to say. I think he's, again, Mane showed us really, actually a stat for you guys, which is really unbelievable. In all competitions this year, Mane has 7 goals, while Bobby and Salah combined have 7 goals. Yeah. So, shows you what a year Mane is bound to have, given the confidence that he's on. Again, no celebration if he scored against his former club, because he's a very class player. So that being said, let's get into... would you like to get into the match ratings, or is there something else you wanted to talk about before we go
I just want to quickly say that shout out to Alisson and Firmino. They both had their birthday today.
Birthday boys are Samba boys.
And Bobby was giving out gifts instead of receiving gifts, giving goals to Salah and
2 assists for Bobby today. Again, he shows us why he's probably the most important player on our team, especially on offense. He really, and you know what it is? He enjoys it. And I'll tell you what the problem is. There's times he's too unselfish. We saw it against Sheffield, where he had clearly a shot on goal, and he gave it to Mane, who hit it off the post. And then today he had a shot. He passed it to Salah, who didn't finish, who didn't convert.
Yeah, I mean, it comes with the job of being a false nine. So you're sort of supposed to drop back, assess whatever's going on in front, distribute, and give assists.
I understand that.
Can't score always.
I understand that, but he loves giving assists, and you can tell. Just the same way our fullbacks love giving assists. That's kind of where our offense comes from. But
yeah, you definitely
want to see him score more goals.
Yeah, you want to see him.
He has a knack for goal. We know he has a knack for goal. I think he has to be slightly a little more selfish at times. I know that's kind of just like Salah's role and that's kind of Mane's role.
It's not Bobby's thing to take it upon himself to chant test the keeper. It's
right,
not,
but he should. We know he can. We've seen him score for Brazil many times. And, look, he's doing great what he's doing. Again, today, Liverpool scored 4 goals in open space, in open play, sorry. Mm-hmm. No set-piece goals today, I don't think so. No, none. We had the beautiful give and go, it was Bobby and Mane. Mm-hmm. That was lovely. The rebound goal from Salah. The Robo goal as well. The Salah goal. And then at the 69th minute, which, wow. Mm-hmm. I didn't think it was going to be easy. I didn't think that's what it was going to be.
I didn't think it would come so close to like being 3-0 up to making it 3-3. I did not expect that at all.
Yeah, what they wanted to call it was the miracle of Istanbul is what they wanted to call it. Cheeky. Stupid, but no. It wasn't to be. It wasn't to be. Basically, we can't play like that again. Us obviously coming up this weekend against Leicester.
You should never be too comfortable.
Right. And no
matter how big the lead is.
And Klopp said that in the press conference as well and in the post game where it was, and Salah said it as well, that they just like pretty much took the foot off the gas and they were just very calm after the 3-0 and they thought they were going to cruise. They thought they were going to cruise and Salzburg took advantage of that and they capitalized on all of our mistakes and all of our lackadaisical play, and we were second to every open ball, and we turned the ball over. And yeah, that's not something. You know what it is? Also, this match, and then we'll get into match ratings. This match was a wake up call. I think it's a slap in the face to the players. I think it's going to have Klopp be a little harder. It's hard for Klopp to be hard on the players, because he's
sometimes you got to.
He's a player's manager, but. After a performance like that against a team where you're comfortably leading against, and then they get themselves back into the game and your backs are against the wall at Anfield in a Champions League match, you can't let that happen again. That was a big wake-up call. They're like, anytime they go up, they'll be, all right, we can't let the opponent get back into it now. They're going to be stronger on defense. I think we really miss Joel Matip. We'll wait until right before the weekend to see how he's assessed and to see hopefully he'll be fit. That being said, let's go into the match ratings.
You could start off.
I'll start. And by the way, I want to say that this was probably the hardest match rating for me to give. And I'll tell you why. We saw 2 Liverpool teams, right? We saw the first 30, 35 minutes, some of the best football we've seen all season. I really considered it flawless football, okay? We saw everything after that, in between. And then we saw after we conceded the third, which what minute was that? It was like I think it was around like the 50 something minute. I'm sorry, guys. We saw their third goal come in the 60th minute exactly by the substitute Haaland, who came on to score, obviously. So we saw that a flawless Liverpool team. We saw a team that left Anfield, and then we saw that same dominant Liverpool again, and then for like a couple minutes, honestly, for like a stretch of 15 minutes, yes, we dominated in possession, but they were still threatening. So that's why this was such a hard rating for me to give, because it was like, yes, we played amazing football for a certain amount of time, but then for another half of the game, it's like we weren't there.
Yeah, I still think even when we played so shit the second half, we definitely deserved the win.
All right, so I'm going to go into it, and it's very, very weird rating for me. I'm giving you guys the heads up. Adriana gave a 6. Why? Because everything that came at him was a goal. Not that it was his fault.
It's not true.
Not that it was his fault. Not that it was his fault. But he had that error in the second half. And I just didn't think it was a good performance from him. I don't think the only time he was tested, it was in the back of the net. That's one. Okay, yes, he had maybe like one save. And that's it. 6 for me. Okay? Gomez, weakest player on the pitch, 5. We spoke about that. Virgil, we always had to give Virgil the benefit of the doubt, even though he probably deserved maybe like a 6 because it was a weak performance from the defense. I gave him a 6.5. Robo, 7.5. Trent, 7.5. I think it was a very dominant performance on their end. No goal. I can't blame them for any of the goals. I think most of the goals came kind of through the middle. Again, I really put especially the third goal, Gomez was just nowhere to be seen. So I gave both our fullbacks 7.5. Obviously, Trent with the assist, Robo with the goal. Unbelievable performance for them. Fab, I gave a 7.5. Hendo, I gave a 7.5. He was very, very dominant. Genie, I gave a 7. He could have had a 7.5, but he got subbed off a little early, so I gave him a 7. Bobby, my man of the match with the 2 assists, gave 7.5. Basically, everyone in the front three got 7.5. Mane 7.5, and Salah with the brace still got a 7.5 because he had some open chances that he missed. Mane had open chances that he missed. And Salah, again, even with the rebound goal, he wasn't too sharp in the first half. Milner comes on around the 64th minute. For Hendo, I gave him a 6. I gave Origi a 6. And then Keita came on during stoppage. He got no rating for me. And that's what I got.
All right. Well, for me, I gave Adrian a 6.5 because, yes, he did allow in 3 goals, but I don't think he was bad. I think he got properly beaten by these great strikers and these great forward players. It wasn't his fault. Like, he did what he had to do. That's it.
But sorry to cut you off and you keep on. But he didn't do anything for me to be like, oh, okay, I'll give him a little higher. Like he didn't.
I mean, there was that mistake. I changed my rating from a 7 to a 6.5 because of that mistake, and because he did get beaten.
There was no chance for distribution because I don't think he made any saves. Like he held the ball again late to try to waste time. He had no chance to distribute, which might bump up his rating. Yeah, so sorry. Yeah, 6 from me, 6.5 from you. Fair enough.
All right, so Trent and Robo both get 7.5 for the average reasons, the assist and the goal. VVD is 6.8 because he did get beaten. He didn't work as hard. He didn't put in like the normal shit
to our rivals' delight.
Exactly. Gomez, I gave a 6. Sleepy on defense, weak-minded, just not good in defense. I kind of constantly criticize him, but it's just he's just not good. I don't like him. Matip every day, all day. Fab, I gave a 7.8, was fantastic in the first half. Was so speedy in those tackles and does what he does always.
The heavy long legs.
Genie an 8, Hendo an 8. Genie was looking so great in the midfield. Great dribbling, possession, distributing as well. Hendo the same with the cheeky back flick. I loved it. 7.8 for Salah because he did get those 2 goals. He was there when he had to be there, and he saved us today. He definitely did save us today.
Thank you, Oliver.
Bobby, I gave an 8 because his vision was incredible. Also saved the day. Gave that header to Salah to get the 4th goal. That was the game winner right there. Mane an 8 because he's just so clinical. I gotta love him. For my subs, I gave Divock 6.5, Miller 6, and Keita, I couldn't give him a rating because he was only on for 4 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes.
Right.
That's my match rating. And
all this.
No, go ahead.
All right. So we got our match ratings out the way. We got the results out the way. We got our thoughts out the way. We got our reactions out the way. Big test coming up at the weekend. We have Leicester. Leicester coming up at the weekend. Now, let this be known that since Brendan Rodgers has taken over Leicester, only Liverpool and City have more points. So, Brendan Rodgers, we knew this. We knew this because I think Liverpool fans are the best fans in the world. And even though we didn't get where we wanted to be with Brendan Rodgers, he just didn't have the players. He made some decent signings. He made some shit signings. He's a great tactician. He's got a lot of character. But yeah, so we're going in probably, we're facing the team in 3rd place. So they're no slouches. We saw them pretty much dominating against Newcastle. 4 goals, a brace from Vardy. And even Klopp said today in the post-match, he says Brendan Rodgers is probably watching this game thinking, wow, if Liverpool defense plays like that, Vardy will score 4 or 5. And he's not wrong.
Unless we have Matip in there, probably.
Yeah, so we have to wait for that. But if our defense plays the way that it played in that long stretch, Vardy can score.
He could have a party.
Yeah, Vardy could have a party, and it's not a party I'm looking to attend. That match is home or away?
I believe it's away.
Okay, yeah, it is away. So King Power Stadium is definitely a tough place to play. A great atmosphere. They have great supporters. And yeah, so Leicester is off to a really, really great start this year. And that's a team that we need to watch out for. Vardy is great. We'll see if Madison...
It's at Anfield, by the way.
It's at Anfield.
Yes.
Sorry, correction. The game is at Anfield. So let's take the energy from today's match into Anfield and get the 3 points and, stay on top of the league, obviously. Besides Vardy, they obviously added some pieces around. They obviously don't have Harry Maguire. They have that Turkish player, Soyuncu, who is amazing defender. I think I actually rank him as one of the top defenders in the Premier League right now. He's very strong.
Shout.
I think he's one of the best defenders in the Premier League right now. I watch him play. He seems very confident while he's defending. In air balls, he's decent, but he's just a strong, big guy, and it's hard to get by him, really. They have obviously Perez, who hasn't really impressed me too often. I dropped him like after 2 or 3 weeks having fancy. Kind of dropped him.
Ricardo Pereira.
Ricardo Pereira was on fire.
He has a goal in this last game.
2 back-to-back weeks. He scored a goal. And then we'll see if Madison is fit. My guess is he will be because he didn't play the previous week against Newcastle. So I guess we'll see how that is. So Leicester, like I said, I'm not going to say they surprised me, but I think they're surprising a lot of people this year with where they are in the table. They're sitting third place comfortably. Well, no one's really comfortably. Everything's kind of just fluctuating in the league right now. United is still a joke. Arsenal, and then we have Chelsea, who are kind of on top. So out of those teams, I think Spurs, obviously after losing the 7-2, that's also a slap in the face. We'll see how they respond this coming weekend. So we'll wrap it up with that.
Just one more honorable mention in regards to our Champions League group. Genk did draw with Napoli today, so that's something to mention as well.
Yes, that's a great result for us, obviously. So we want to take a good result into our next match. So we head into the weekend. Hopefully we'll be able to get to you guys again. We'll have another build-up for our Leicester match and with things that go in between. And with that, we will sign off. Liverpool with the 4-3 victory. A big nerve-wracking victory. Again, it was just unfucking believable. So with that, we sign off. Don't forget to like, to follow, subscribe. Tell your mother, tell your father, tell your sister.
Definitely.
Tell everybody about it. And shout out Remy. Shout out Mo, obviously. Ben is in Orlando with his family. Hope he has a great time. So, up the Reds.